Ready? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Blanton?
Here.
Mr. Reiner?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes, here. The executive session portion of this agenda has been removed. Party can't be here due to an illness in the family. So we're going to, for consideration of the two dump trucks.
I didn't realize you gentlemen stopped and asked about that. So Mr. Miller is asking to replace 2 of his dump trucks next year. The lead time is probably 9 months, maybe 10. So he's hoping that he can get this order into Ford before they stop taking orders for next year. I do know in the village of Cleveland, purchasing a truck from Hank Ford, that he told me Greendale waited a year and a half for theirs. So while 10 months lead time seems like a long time, apparently not in today's world. But he would like to at least get that order placed. The bill won't be till next year, so we can cover the cost and make preparations for next year. We only have the invoice for one, because we haven't got the invoice for the other one yet, but the cost is in it.
Okay.
So 109,176 for
That's one.
one of them, yeah. That's with the bed, snowplow and everything.
Okay.
And then 111,696 for the second. I'm happy to answer any questions I can.
Were they stainless steel goods?
Yeah.
How much was the other one?
111.
Thank you. Okay.
Are these a replacement of others?
Replacement of 2 trucks, which will sell either on the county website or Good Deals, something like that.
You got the OTA, you got the OTA, they put stuff in their,
Yeah. Yeah, so we could set them in and try that. We can. It's amazing to me what people will pay on the auction site. Whitewater's had good success, please had good success. Real quick, personal. Whitewater was selling a small press that they didn't use in the maintenance department. You can buy it at home at, Harbor Freight for about $180. I was watching it thinking, I'll pick it up for my place if I can get it for around $100. Went for average $150.
yeah,
You just get on the,
we've used the county auction website many times now, we've made significant more money than trading in.
yeah,
So we've been doing it for about 5 or 6 years now.
yeah.
Yeah, and he comes out, county guy comes out, take pictures for free, posts for free and everything,
Yeah.
so we'll utilize that and 2 trucks are replacing. So I'll go ahead and make a motion, that we go ahead and purchase 2 dump trucks. Was there any more discussion? I'm sorry.
I mean, we've been happy with this dealer or any other recommendations as far as whether we need to look at any other options or.
They like the vehicles, they've had them before, they've been. That's something going to another Ford dealer, that's what we're gonna buy.
So I'll go ahead and make a motion that we purchase 2 trucks that stated, one's the 109,176 and truck 2 is 111,696. I'll make a motion, we go forward and purchase both of those trucks.
And then it is your recommendation as well, Mr.
Yeah.
Correct? Okay, I will second to that motion. And Cindy, you're okay with it, sorry?
Yes, for next year. Because I know Ronnie's talked to me before about it too, so for next year, sure. But yeah.
Okay.
And Mr. Blanton,
Yes.
Mr. Reiner,
Yes.
Mr. Robinson.
Yes.
Okay, we'll consider a resolution 2023-14 to place a additional levy on the March primary ballot for the waste collection. As everybody knows, our waste collection levy went down the last time. This is to pick up the garbage curbside. Any discussion on this?
And this is to go to the board of elections. We got the approval from the county. So this is the second resolution to take everything to the board of elections to get it on the March ballot.
No discussion.
So the board elections, everybody, it's kind of approve this and the language and everything.
They will.
This was prepared by Mr. Ewing.
Perfect. Okay, I will second. Did Dan move?
I didn't
Yes.
know.
Oh, I thought you
No,
were.
I didn't. I just said I didn't have any
Oh, I'm
discussion.
sorry.
I'll make a motion though that we go move forward with the motion on return with wealthy waste garbage to the county, right?
Board of elections.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'll make that a motion.
I will second.
All right, Mr. Lane,
Yes.
Mr. Reiniger,
Yes.
Mr. Robinson.
Yes.
That's still just a half a mil, right?
Yes, increase. But we
Yeah,
have
a
to
mill
put the
increase.
whole thing on because
To
it
do
was
that.
not voted in, so the whole thing will be on. Two and a quarter.
Two separate.
No, they'll be together.
Together.
Yeah, because we lost the
We
levy.
lost the other one.
So we're basically starting over.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Need a sign, so that other sign.
Yeah. I have it.
I got it.
Yeah, we got it.
Thank you. And then,
Along with, I guess everybody saw the addendum that Robinson sent to maintain garbage collection from January through April 1st. You see it in
the extension of that, yeah, that's gonna be on your agenda for next.
next week, next on the 20th. Okay. Right. Okay, the consider resolution 2023-15 prohibiting the cultivation, processing, retail sale of adult use cannabis within Miami Township, Young County.
So the purpose of this, was to update the existing resolution number 2018-01 to, take into account the current issue two, which was passed in November. So Mr. Ewing updated that to meet the new requirements. So it's up for your consideration.
Basically, this is just making sure that we're in compliance based on the new ballot initiative that passed in November to continue what we had done previously in 2002, that was prior, like, we'll just continue that, but just have new update.
Correct, and the only addition I could find in this is the cultivation at home. We're prohibiting that in this,
The original resolution specifically specified the unincorporated area of Miami Township. We need to do that.
we did not feel that way. I guess.
We didn't feel that way for the original resolution 2001 specified the unincorporated. We really can't. We're not trying to dictate anything to the villages.
I don't think we've heard that, and I would be glad.
I think we ought to do it again, incorporate area, that's what's on the original.
Okay.
And that way, you know, we're not interfering with whatever the lawyer is going to do.
I can add that in and we can still sign the back.
Okay.
It all fits in the thing.
So, any other discussion? Yes.
Yeah, I do real quick. So Jim, we talked about this, so this is, I know you read it, that it's replacing our previous year, or we addressing that here, because I didn't see that.
Nobody can update our regulations at the time, so it doesn't really need to say replacing that, but we can make a note of that in a minute.
Okay, all right, I just wanted to just verify.
So,
No, I don't have any question.
Well, if there's nothing else, I would propose that we ask Alex, just so it's a clean copy, to make that brief amendment that Mr. Trustee Reniger recommends, and I agree with, about it being in the unincorporated area, and then make a motion that we pass it. Do we need to make a motion, or do we just agree to sign? Okay, I'll make a motion that we agree to Resolution 2023-15, prohibiting the cultivation, processing, and retail sale of adult use cannabis within Miami Township, Illinois County.
No, second.
All right. Mr. Bland?
Yes.
Mr. Reiniger?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes,
What? Yeah, with the changes.
with those, yeah.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
Okay, on the agenda, we consider the quotes for, painting fire hydrants in the unincorporated area. We had two quotes, and it's $95 per hydrant. For some reason, he's wanting to paint them red, but he's not gonna paint them red. The other one was $85 per hydrant. And, the recommendation was to make, there's 737 hydrants in the unincorporated area. This didn't include the villages. And I asked Cindy about the cost, and I wanted to be $245 a year, but to take it out for 3 years. And, we just started a year. Yeah, we can do 245 per year over a 3-year period. 245, 245, 245, gives that 735.
Is this time, can I ask if this is time sensitive?
Please?
Well, could I ask you, I mean, this is a special meeting, would this be more appropriate to be on record at a regular meeting instead of a special meeting? We kind of handle special time sensitive issues typically.
Well, it probably would make any difference. If you got your 2 bids, you had your 2 bids for lower than, month.
The spreadsheet that our administrator provided us with has looks like 4 different
Those are 2 of us.
bids here.
so if you'd like, between
I think we can look at them, so go ahead.
we received 4 bids or quotes in total. Mr. Hughes submitted a price of $85 per hydrant and offered a deduct for paint. I met with him past Monday and asked him to provide the deduct for that, but he has not got back to me on that. The other bid from November 15th was $95,000. That's the one that the gentleman put in red, but I'm sure we could ask for yellow. That was $95 per hydrant. We have one from Mr. Sandblasting, or Mr. Sandman Blasting Company, so he would be sandblasting, not wire limited. His price was $128.64 per hydrant. The person who, we found him by accident, but we were talking about, Mr. Miller, I was talking about the need to maybe sandblast some of the hydrants. So I called somebody that I knew that did sandblasting, and he said, "Are you talking about white water?" I said, "No, Miami." He said, "I had that contract." So while we had heard that that person might have gone out of business, he didn't go out of business. There's a discussion about how he ended up not finishing out the hydrants, but that notwithstanding, his price was $64 a hydrant, and we provide the paint because that's the way we've done it before. I checked with Marilee, so the price of that paint is doubled. Doesn't surprise me because it's an oil-based paint. So with his estimate of $15 per hydrant, we would be in at $79 a hydrant. If we took that, that $15 off of Mr. Hughes' price, he would be at 70. But we can't project that onto him, but we could table it and wait for him to give us the deduct, although now that we've read these, it might not be fair. So, the other thing that, the original person had offered to do was, while he's doing the hydrants, he said if we provided the, food-based grease, he's gonna have to spin back the 5-inch caps anyway, so he would, put that grease on this thing for $1 a hydrant. This is,
He's also gonna cut weed backwards.
yeah.
Also, but just so we understand, all these bids came in after what we was told was the last bid day, right? I told Ryan Miller, I want him on that Wednesday night,
And,
okay?
yeah, if he told him that, I wasn't aware that you told him that.
I can't send an email.
Because I went back and listened to the October meeting and I asked Miss Day to listen to it too. And, there wasn't anything said at that meeting. I did not realize that you had given that thing.
And this guy here had the contract originally with in 2018, 19. Why didn't he do anything? Why didn't he do it?
He said that there was a discrepancy in getting an invoice paid. And he felt like he had to keep going back to Chief Lacey to get the invoice paid. And Chief told him that we were extending the project and we wouldn't be doing any more hydrants. That isn't more side of the point.
Right. And Chief Lakey said he did not tell them that. Number one. Number two, I had a contract for $128,640. I think I would came to the board if I was getting paid for some shit.
Right.
If he had told me, I don't know if any invoice has never been paid like that.
I think it didn't have any, my understanding, didn't have anything to do with you were sending. It was getting it submitted. And, one of the firemen who was overseeing that program back then recalled that, but there's no trail of that. I had the last invoice that was paid when Cindy got it.
Do we have
She
a
paid it
contract?
that time.
Do we have a contract? I asked for a contract a week ago, a copy of the contract.
As far as I can tell, it was a verbal contract, but it's no written contract.
I mean, there seems to be a lot of uncertainty, over all of this. I mean, again, this is just me, but I don't think we're gonna start painting hydrants in, January, whatever, so I don't know why we would need to deal with this on at a time, on a special meeting in the end of December. We could probably straighten some of this out to give more time to look for this contract or to get something in writing from whoever this JF Brinson is, whatever, and then deal with it at a later time. It's just my thought.
I was hoping we'd wait till next week, because I was hoping Mr. Hughes would get us that deduct so we could have an apples and apples comparison. I think we owe, give that to him, but some,
We owe who what?
we owe Mr. Hughes, I believe. There's also some questions floating around out there about Mr. Hughes' company. He filed his corporation papers on the 10th of November, gave us that bid on the quote on the 12th. So he has a licensed LLC,
Do we have the paperwork on the other one?
probably from before, but we do.
Okay, well, I want to see that too, then, because if you want to go apples to apples, then we need his contract paperwork.
I just wanted to let the public know that he is a legitimate company, it's licensed with the state. That's
So Mike, you want to table this then to?
Well, I'm just bringing it up for discussion because it seems like there's a lot of questions surrounding all of this, and if we have these outstanding questions and possibly we should wait, I don't know, it's just a thought.
Well,
The only problem I have is all these other bids are coming in after Mr. Hughes' construction company, Jason's construction company submitted a bid. So it makes you wonder if that his bid made, gotten out, what people made known. I mean, you know, that's a question I have.
well,
But we always get bids for more than one bid.
if we're gonna wait,
But if they didn't come in as a due date, we have to wait around till we got another bid. We did one of the job.
But do we have a due date in public? I didn't know anything about the due date. Sounds like the city didn't. do it.
I didn't know.
but if Mr. Hughes is gonna give us a deduct for the paint, which is gonna affect the price, final price, we might as well consider that. So
That would be my
that's my
recommendation.
recommendation, that we.
So everybody doesn't know the numbers at this point. So whether we allow,
So then we can go, without putting down, putting down. So let's do that. If we took one from, Mr. Brinson, we'll take the deduct from Mr. Hughes and then we can.
That was in his original, price that he would give us a deduct for paint that we purchased it. The other thing, I'm sure this is one way or another a typo, but something that I would like to clarify with you. If you check out his proposal, which is directly behind the spreadsheet that I did the analysis on. At the top of the page, it says unit price $85. At the bottom of the page, it says unit price is $88 based on 1,000 items. We should also make sure that they realize that because the villages aren't included, that there's, I'm sorry if I don't remember the exact number of items, but we should let them know that there are only 737 items.
Yeah, Cleve has 160 and one bid has 90.
I'm fairly sure that we should, at least I would like to offer the villages the opportunity to piggyback onto our price, because I think either of these prices are gonna be a fair price. So we should at least make that offer to them if you're okay with that.
well, and I also like that, whoever this last bidder is, I don't know, owners, but, is doing that lubricant with the threads. I think from what I hear, that is a good maintenance, step to take. I mean, I don't know, do we, I don't know that we ever ask for bids for any of these things.
We've been,
So,
this bid here, we just a bid we went out for, like we do bids all the time, like you've done bids, I've done bids, he's done bids. Ask Ronnie to get bids, and get bids and we come in there.
but do we say we want bids with, for this kind of paint, with the lubricant for the threads, that
We
we know,
lubricate the threads.
and what kind of paint, and whether we're doing an offsetting, and, you know, if they purchase, or we purchase, or whatever, basically standardize this, so there's, it is apples to apples. And then say, you know, this is what we're looking, this is the service we're looking for, and then put it out there, and then let everybody have a chance to give the best, you know, their best, effort to get whatever that bid is, and then it's not coming in piecemeal here and there, and, everybody, you know, it's sort of a standard process, and everybody gets a chance, just a thought.
As we move forward, actually, when I met with Mr. Hughes, to discuss past history and things when the projects have been quoted, he said that he would like to see that, and I told him my goal was to take the work that he wanted done and to standardize that so that we're asking for apples and apples. For instance, the paint that we've been using in the past was a Rust-Oleum product. Mr. Hughes indicated that he uses a Sherwin-Williams. So we could ask for quotes with Rust-Oleum, then accept the deduct for different product, because he can buy that at a better price. And Sherwin-Williams is a reputable paint. I wouldn't have a problem with that, and who knows, it may be more. But in the future going forward, I would like to ask for specific work and products as we move forward,
Well,
so that everybody's giving us a quote on the same thing.
And I couldn't agree with you more, and I guess for this situation, because again, we're not gonna start painting, in January, I assume. Couldn't we just do that with this and put it out there and say, again, these are the standards we're looking for? And then give everybody an opportunity to give their best foot.
I would be glad to do that. I also have been told that in the past, we asked the contractor to start this project after school is out and finish their yearly amount before school starts, so that we're not stopping the school buses while we're painting a fire hydrant and laying them, which makes good sense to me, but it's something that I'm sure the other two bidders probably weren't aware of that.
So that'd be another thing to put in there, and we're looking at June anyway.
I would,
Sounds like.
I would be glad if they
Well,
could do that. or-
Independent contractors usually try to line up their work. They don't bid day to day.
Yeah.
You work out in community, you know that. They got time to do
I
it.
agree with that.
They don't start work tomorrow. They try to line up contract.
Yeah.
For what they got.
But we could do it in January, February, whatever, and still give them months in advance, notice and just.
Whatever you done.
Something
Okay, so what do you want to do in this bid? You guys want to table it? What do you want to do? And we want to make a motion, and you're gonna do
Yeah, let's table it. And then, we just have Jim contact all four of them. And resubmit, itemize exactly what we want. And that's something else I'm thinking, we probably want the thing to be reflected, because that needs to be in there also.
Surprisingly, the bonnets were painted with a reflective glass bead in them. And both Mr. Gimbel from the,
Yeah.
it. Thank you.
From the fire department and someone else had mentioned to me, go check out the tops of those. That glass beading is holding water and moisture apparently, and they're turning green. So the recommendation was that we not do that because now they're less reflective because they're holding the dirt and they're holding smoke. So I was shocked too, but I did. I rode up East Miami River Road and down Dog Trot, and by golly, they're holding that green. I'll get pictures of it and send to you. It's amazing. I would never have thought that.
And if we table it, also give you time, if you want to reach out to the villages, like was
Right.
mentioned by others, to see if they want to partner on this effort or not, and then we can get a better scope.
I mean, been a fireman, a lot of places where I was a fireman included, people used to go out and hand paint the hydrants. And when you get to a fire and you need a hammer to get your hydrant wrench down on the top of the fire hydrant on the nut, that slows the process down. So, yeah, there's probably some benefit to them, and I don't think they'll get the price.
So let's table it, put it back out to those four with an itemized list, with the exact same list on the exact same bid.
We're making that motion.
Yeah, I'll make that a motion.
Second.
All right, Mr. Blayton,
Yes.
Mr. Ryder,
I'm saying,
okay, Mr. Robinson,
Yes.
okay, looks like that's all you got on your agenda. It's, the motion to adjourn.
I will make.
I was second.
all right. Mr. Blayton,
Yes.
Mr. Ryder,
Yeah.
Mr. Robinson.
Yes.
You want to say that?